Let's see, it's still August 28th. I just got home. Excuse the mess. I think I just want to document this for myself. For just to capture it for me. Just for me. I just got home. So I meditated, like I usually do, and getting the, confirmation as to how I was going to spend my day today. And I already had like the gist of, work and work on my course, start, preparing for high school, the presentation. So I had been wanting to go, I don't know how I came across it. So I love Ross. I love Burlington Coat Factory. I really like Burlington Coat Factory. I prefer Burlington, and when Burlington's not available, then I go to Ross, right? But they're usually in the same location. So I've been thinking about, okay, UB. I've been thinking about some things that I need. And I needed to go wash my car because I never washed it 2 weeks ago. I was supposed to, the day that I crossed the Golden Gate Bridge. I was supposed to, but something happened where the machine was broken. It gave the impression that it was broken, and so I pulled aside and I went through, typed in my thing, and I stayed there for a while and it wasn't working. So then I decided to let the owner know. I was like, he should know that it's like staggering. It doesn't seem to be working. It's like, when I tell him, this fool starts like, well, what do you want me to do? Go fix it? I'm not gonna go in there. I'm like, dude, I was like, I'm just letting you know that something's up with it. Like, it staggers and it gives the impression that it's off. So I didn't stay there. After a few minutes, I took off, and I came out to come and tell you. Well, I'll just replace it. I was like, yeah, that'd be great, thanks. So I'm like, okay, clearly he's either not having a good day, or I don't know what his business was. But I remember I was like kind of upset. I'm like, dude, I was just telling you. I didn't go and say like, go fix it. I just, hey, I want to let you know that this was so it's like, I'm not coming back. That's what I decided. I was like, this place served its purpose for me 1 year, right? I've been coming here on and off to wash my car. Not coming back. So he gave me a code to plug in, but there was a long line at that point. I was like, I can't wait. I need to leave because I was, had the rest of the day planned out. But I knew. I'm like, once I get this car washed, I'm not coming back at all for even gas, because that's the place I would go to. Once I find a place. And if everything's great, I don't care how far that place is, I'll go back to that same place. Like, that's, if I'm treated well, if I'll come back to that place. Not anymore. After that experience, I was like, no, I don't have to keep coming back giving you my business. So I went back. So I asked about it. And at first, my vibration was like, it wasn't so sure. And then finally I said, it's going to be the last. It's just because he gave me the replacement. That's the only reason why I'm going back. After that, I'm not going back. And so I was like, okay. Okay. So I went, got my thing. So I'm going camping. My cousin invited me for their birthday. And it's only going to be like 2 days. So I was like, yeah, sure. Just let me know when, it's in a couple weeks. And then I realized, I was like, I don't have any camping gear. Like, I left everything with my ex. So I told him, I was like, I don't have any camping gear. Okay. And so they gave me some ideas, but that was on my list of things to do today. It's just like, go, at least a sleeping bag, but then I started thinking about all the other stuff, and I was like, school's starting. So I went back to school shopping. Back to school shopping is so fun. So I asked about it, because I need some bras too, and just some stuff that I've kind of neglected. And so I was like, I need to go get some stuff. So I asked about that too, and they're like, yeah. And then I actually went down the list. I'm like, do I get that? Do I get it? Because, you sometimes get distracted, and that's what ended up happening. I don't even remember because I didn't write down the list. I usually have to write stuff down so I don't forget. But I think for the most part, I might have bought a few extra stuff here and there. But I went down the list to get the okay. And then certain things it was like, nope. So anyways. So I was trying to think of a place that had a bunch of stuff that I could look at, right? In Burlington Coat Factory, it's clothes, shoes, I needed hand towels because the ones I have, they're starting to get that funky smell. It's time, to go into the rag pile. And so I was like, I need to buy some of those. I need to buy, So I was like, I need to buy a pair of jeans. So in my last life, I hardly got a chance to wear my jeans because I was dressed up all the time, right? I always had these jobs where I was dressed up. So all my fun clothes, I never got to wear all my fun clothes. My relaxed clothes, I love my jeans. And so over the years, I just stopped buying jeans. So I noticed, I was like, I only have one good pair that I really like. The other pair I bought was just a quick pair. It's kind of big. I have big hips, so it's hard to find good jeans that fit well when you have big hips, because either the leg part is it's just hard. So I prefer stretchies because everyone loves stretchies. It's comfy. So, but I was thinking about looking at what kind of clothes I was gonna buy because I'm gonna go back in the high schools. I'm gonna go back to school. So and and the encouragement is we're peers, right? I'm a college student, right? So I have to kind of represent. So I was like, and the cool thing is that I was checking out just some of the people, when I walk, I pay attention to what people wear and stuff. And I'm not the best when it comes to fashion. I remember my sister's you're going out like that. Sometimes. And then other times I'm I nailed it on the spot, right? I'm somewhere in the middle. And so I've been paying attention. I'm like, oh, a lot of what people are wearing, or, the youngsters nowadays, it's stuff that I used to wear when I was in high school, right? The wide leg jeans and not the bell bottom. I remember those. The ripped jeans. I always wanted a pair. My mom never let me buy a pair of ripped jeans. Just, ¿para qué quieres pantalones? They look worn. I'm like, that's the whole point, Mom. No, my kids aren't gonna be wearing the. So I never got a chance to wear ripped jeans. Always wanted, never got a chance to. So I was looking through some of the jeans. So I decided to go buy jeans and just some tops that I thought would be cute and that I would feel comfortable wearing. That aren't super dressy. So it was fun. I'd forgotten how much fun it is to go shopping, and so I found a good pair of bell bottom jeans, boot cut, just. This is really cool. I'm so excited. They fit perfect too. So that was fun. And then bought a couple other things. So anyways, I didn't go around here. I busco las cosas un poquito más retirados, further out. Only because I want to keep exploring the nearby cities and get familiar. And so when I looked up Burlington, it was more on that side. So of the bay. It was Hayward, Fremont. I hadn't been on that side except for Oakland. So I haven't really been on that side, and it was taking me down to Mountain View. And I was like, let me go on the other side. So I got to go across the bridge, another bridge, which I totally love. I just love going up. It was like really high and then it would go down and then it was at sea level. It was beautiful. It was so much fun to just, take a different route. So I went, and when I looked at Burlington Coat Factory, I saw that Ross was right next to it. And just the way it was laid out was familiar. And I think that's why I wanted to go. I'm like, oh, this feels familiar in terms of just the setup and just the way the suburbs are, like in Orange County, San Bernardino, where I'm from. So I was like, oh, let's do that. It's, only 22 minutes away. So it was a nice drive just to get to familiarize myself with that path. So on the way back, I realized that they didn't have sleeping bags. I didn't know if they would. So I was like, okay, do I keep looking? Do I come home? I was like, I think I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna look up. I want a good sleeping bag for me. Good. Oh, a tent was the other one, like a single or a couple's tent that I wanted to buy. But I'm like, I don't want to get a chafita one, right? Like I want a good, for sleeping, for, outdoor stuff. Like I really want good stuff. So I'm gonna look into it. Clothes I don't mind because, they tear and they wear out and stuff. So I ain't much of a fashionista when it comes to stuff like that. Like, I love 99-cent stores. I love Dollar Tree, If I could get a good deal, great. So anyways, I realized I didn't make the time to go because Tutrumi got lost at Burlington Coat Factory. And so then I decided, plan the route, coming home. To get back on that same bridge, it was $7. I'm like, and it was like 43 minutes because there was some traffic. And I was like, well, 20 more minutes, I just go the long route and, come back home. So I was like, I'll just go the long route, become familiar, with those other cities. And so I did. So, and for me, I love driving. So it was a nice drive for me, in the car singing. So I'm coming back. So now I'm 30 minutes away from the city. And I see Cardenas. I was like, oh, there's a Cardenas here. I got so excited. Cardenas. And it's just, again, the familiarity of being home. Like, to make this new location my home, and been here a year. I'm clearly going to be here another year, right? And just familiarizing myself with what else is a little further out. So I love that there was a Cardenas. It's only 20 minutes away, 30 minutes. And then as I'm getting closer, I see a Nike. I was like, oh, there's a Nike? What? I just started laughing because I'm like, who gets excited about IKEA? Their yogurt is so yummy. And then just like, get lost because it's so large. Like, I love it. I won't have to buy anything except buy yogurt and just get lost. And because it's like 2 or 3 stories, 2 stories. And I love actually like their food there. So I got super excited. I was like, oh, and there was in Palo Alto. I was like, oh, I haven't checked out Palo Alto. Like, just becoming familiarized myself. I was just laughing on the way home, thinking, I'm like, I went back to school shopping because I'm going back to high school. And just the stuff that I was realizing, right, that I'm like, oh, these things are my favorite thing. Like, some of these things, I'm excited about it because it's actually something I enjoy doing for me. And just that realization that the whole process of this is for me to explore myself, right? Become familiar with myself again and determine what I like for me versus getting lost in someone else's world, which is what, happened in my marriage. Was I didn't give myself permission to explore myself. I went from, even with school, like I was like, I need to get a job. I need to just be secure, right? Because there was so much chaos going around me that I was just like, I just need stability, right? And I need to find a way to provide it for myself. So I rarely gave myself the opportunity. I think I took one art appreciation class and a drawing class. And there was so much more I wanted. I wanted to take ceramics. I wanted to take But then I was like looking at my course. I was like, oh, I can't afford it. Like I need to. I was already on academic probation, right? So it was like, because I had stitching a lot. Something I had never done before, but you know, there's always a first for everything. And then I was really struggling because I couldn't pass biology. I couldn't pass that darn class, and I took it like 3 times just to get more than a C, because I barely made it with a C, and I was trying to pass it with at least a B, and I just, every time it was a C, and I was always like an A and B student. So for me, getting a C was really hard. So then after that, like I started getting D's and stuff because I didn't show up to some of my classes. Psychology was one that I took like a lot because I'm stitching a lot. That I think I had like one semester that I really like just stitched, and I think I had both of those classes in that semester. So my GPA went really low. I was put on academic probation. I was at risk of losing the little bit of financial aid that I, and by financial aid I mean like my loans. So then I was like, well, I need to get my shit together. No, it was after a year because I took that class like 3 times. But anyways, so I never really gave myself the opportunity to, you know, to find out what I liked and take classes and just to take them, you know. So I'm excited that I'm able to do that now. And just embrace, right, this season in my life that I never got a chance to embrace. So, and to, again, you know, learn what I like, the things that I like, the music that I like, you know. So anyways, I just want to record that feeling, this feeling of like, I'm back to school shopping. And just, you know, I mean, there were a lot of things that I didn't get a chance to do that I held myself back from doing because we couldn't afford it, you know. I mean, our back to school shopping when I was in high school, it was, I mean, I don't even remember if we did have, I think we did, but it's very limited, and it was, initially it was hand-me-downs from my cousins, and then after that it was like 1 pair of tennis shoes and, you know, like 2 or 3 pairs of pants and 2 pants, and then like 3 shirts, 3 tops, or something like that. Very simple. My dad did his best to, you know, at least give us that, you know, and I'm so grateful. But I also know that it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy financially, and you know, we had what we had because he was really, really doing the best that he could, above and beyond, really, because he was working full-time and overtime, and we hardly ever saw him. And my mom did her best too with saving the little bit of money that she could to give us our indulgences, you know, like, yeah. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to them. For their sacrifices, for their desire to give us more, so that we can be more, you know, so that we can be the expansion of them, so that we can be their expansion. Even with the challenges, we are their expansion. So, thank you. Gosh, I didn't expect that. I'm gonna unpack and just have dinner and get back to work.
Hey you, my name is Yubi and I use she, they pronouns, and you've just finished watching a clip from my video diary entries where I'm documenting my healing journey as I learn how to navigate my spiritual awakening. I have learned that this experience and process is unique to each and every one of us in whatever way we are embracing living our truth. This just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of formal mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself as these experiences unfold, and really inviting you along for the ride. Please know that there is a time gap between when these videos post and my real timeline, and also that these clips build upon each other similar to chapters in a book. So if you find yourself lost or confused, feel free to click on the playlist section or the link below, where you can jump around, check out the other chapters, and or catch up. Also, please know that you're more than welcome to check out my website, www.youbecominghealed.com, where I've gathered all of this information, my background, experience, and education to create online self-paced courses to help you on your healing journey wherever you are. You're also more than welcome to check out my other YouTube channel at You Becoming Healed, where I've entertained a podcast, including clips from these courses so that I can make this content accessible to more and more people. Please click like, subscribe, and share this content so again it reaches more people, with the hopes that other people will resonate and connect with the healing journey and the stories shared so that they don't feel alone in their own process. I thank you in advance. I'm grateful to you, and I wish you well.